Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. We're gonna begin the live in a minute. Give brothers and sisters about a minute or two to get up in here. All right. And we will be going into Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter. And they're having a possible roundtable afterwards. You know. All right, so Lakia, I tried to be on earlier, but my daughter unplugged the Wi-Fi. And I don't know, it must took forever to come back. But hey, we here now. Alright, let me share the live out. Share the live out. Alright, hey, facing the east. All praises be to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well, and sincerity taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yeremiah Kazak back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Through Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Kakadash, at the end of the day. Okay, and if somebody's not coming in those names, then they're not coming in the correct spirit and the correct name. They don't have the proper understanding. All right. So yes, the name does matter. Okay. Yes, his nationality does matter. Yes, his color does matter. Yes, these things do matter. Okay. You need to take that into account. All right. And Yahawah wants consistency, man. He don't want you just to be in this thing for a couple weeks and to fall off. He needs consistency. This is a forever thing. You should want this forever, right? This is a forever thing, man. All right. Yeah, we're gonna give brothers about a minute or two to get up in here, and then we're gonna start. We're gonna go into Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter. Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter. Habakkuk, you know, however brothers pronounce it. Okay. You said no invite. What you mean no invite? Invite? What? I don't know what that brother talking about. Unless you gonna come up here and break down the chapter, you ain't no invite. All right. And hey, health conscious. So what I'm drinking right now is some organic grapefruit juice, right? Cold press, not from concentrate. All right. Pretty good for your body. How you feeling clean? How you feeling good? Okay. So hey, let's get into it. All right. So this is Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter. Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter. All right. I get an invite to the live. I'm being facetious. Man, I told you, man. I just turned 33, man. Leave me alone. All right. All right. Keeping it going. Habakkuk 3:1. A prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shaganath. O Yahawah, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Yahawah, revive thy work in the midst of thy years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath, remember mercy. Power came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Salah. His glory covereth the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. Now, where do we also hear that similar statement? Okay? Where have we heard that from? Let's go to Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. So this is speaking about Yahawashi coming, right? And those chariots. Okay? So when it says he's coming from Teman, Teman is what? The wise of Edom, right? Yahawashi is going to visit these individuals. He's going to visit them. And then that's not a good visitation, right? So this is what's going to take place. He's going to visit these individuals. Keeping it going. As a matter of fact, making sure I didn't miss anything. Really, verse 2. Let's talk about verse 2. O Yahawah, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Yahawah, revile thy work in the midst of thy years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath, remember mercy. Because Yahawah what? He has a balance. He gave us much wrath. He brought us low. He knocked us down. But he remembered his mercy, right? He gave us mercy. He brought us back into this truth. We was, however long we was in the world, we was in the world for however long we was in the world. That was wrath. Okay? But now we are getting that mercy to be back in the truth. And the verse in chapter was Isaiah 63:1. Isaiah 63:1. Okay? It was just talking about Yahawashi coming out of Edom. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? And those dyed garments, that's speaking of much, blood, much destruction, which is not going to be no blood on our king, but it's speaking of him using the chariots to bring much destruction amongst Edom. For anybody that does not understand what it means, dyed garments. All right, you can let's go to Genesis, the 49th chapter. And verse 10 going down to 12. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come. And unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Now this is talking about our king Yahawashi. So you have to wait on Yahawashi, right? You have to wait on him for that gathering. We're gonna what? We're going forth and we're calling our people. And we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're being as a voice for Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. We're waiting on our glorious king, man. This is us over there. Go back to that. That was a beautiful scene. Okay? So we're waiting on our king. This is us over there. He's going to crown us. He's going to give us these crowns. Okay? So he's going to gather us all together. Right? Through the spirit that he poured out upon us. Once again, we are his what? We are vessels, and his voice is coming out of us. And this is why he's gathering us. Now, how is he gathering us? He's what? He's gathering us and sanctifying us, purging us, making us clean. So that we can be what? Virgins. All right. Now you got what? You got wise virgins and you got foolish virgins. You want to be a wise virgin that is preparing yourself, meaning you got enough oil to last. You're not giving your oil away. What does it mean when you give your oil away? You're casting your pearls onto swine. You're just giving it to whoever, man. These guys don't care about it, bro. They're not really listening. They're not trying to hear what you got to say. Right? Understand that. So have some discernment on who you deal with. in this truth, right? This is why we try the spirits. We test the spirits, right? So Genesis 49, as you can see, Shiloh, that is Yahawashi, the Prince of Peace. Verse 11, binding his foal unto the vine and his ascots unto the choice vine. He washed his garment in wine and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine and his teeth white with milk. Okay, understanding. All right, his eyes shall be red with wine. Right, also symbolizing the devastation that he's going to bring. Right, it's going to be fire in his eyes. His eyes are sometimes called blood red because he's going to bring so much devastation. He's going to bring so much destruction. He's coming with the sword. He's not coming with, we said this the other day, he's not coming with peace treaties. He's not coming to talk it out. All right, he's coming to stump it out. And he will stump it out. Right? So going back. So we are asking for him to what? And this is understanding regeneration, reincarnation. When Habakkuk was praying this, right? It was, hey, make this known to me in the midst of my years. Make this known to me later on. When I come back, regenerated, reincarnated, please make this known to me. In wrath, remember mercy. Right? Now going down to verse 4. And his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hands, and there was the hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. So that's talking about what? Sickness. Also more destruction. That's talking about laser beams. Now, how do we know that? Let's go to 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. All right. 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. And we'll get to the point. Okay. We'll just start at 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man, this is talking about Yahawashi, waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, his army. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. That's power, that's authority. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. All right. Once again, that's talking about the chariots. Him using the power and the devastating power of the chariots, the laser beams. All right. And after this, I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So what is that speaking upon? WW3. Everybody being gathered from the four winds of the heaven. So that's all over the planet. From Australia to Alaska. Everybody will be gathered in one specific place. The valley of Yahawashi, man. Yahweh's judgment. The valley of decision. The valley of Jehoshaphat. Whatever you want to call it. Okay, Armageddon. All right, Hamagawan. Whatever you want to call it. Right? They're going to be gathered in that location to fight. They will be fighting one another in WW3. But when our king appears, they will what? They will try to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. Now we're going to stop right there and we're going to go back to Habakkuk. Okay? So we're going to read verse 4 and 5 again with that understanding. And his brightness was as the light, those chariots. He had horns come out of his hands, and there was the hiding of his power, those chariots. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet, those chariots. Right? So this is what's going to bring forth. Also, who is, ask yourself, who's bringing the sicknesses? You give Esau too much damn credit, man. You give the Moabites in Wuhan too much damn credit. Okay? Who's bringing forth the pestilence? Who put it in their mind to even experiment and create these type of diseases? Who put it in their mind to do these things? Who gave Esau the recipe to create the house in Virginia, if you know what I'm talking about? All right? the A-I-D to the S. Who gave Esau the power to create these things? Right? Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. So who's bringing the pestilence? Who's bringing the famine? Who's bringing the destruction? Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. All right? Once again, stop giving Esau too much damn credit. Yahawah controls everything. Right? So verse 6, he stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow, his ways are everlasting. So what's that talking about? Go back. Match them up. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Because what is the chariot doing? He stood and measured the earth. He beheld. And this how big the chariot is, bro. It's the size of earth. It's a fathership. It's the size of earth. We gonna have a couple people leave the live off of that statement. I know. Go ahead. Look, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Just get up out of here right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we had one person leave. What is he? He talking about a spaceship bigger than Earth. This man is out of his mind. You know, okay, that's cool. But when it comes, right? You ain't gonna say that then. You ain't gonna say that then. You gonna, where's that brother at that was talking about that spaceship? Where them brothers at that be talking about them spaceships? I need to be with them brothers. Where we gonna be at? We gonna be in them spaceships. You gonna be down here facing shit. Right? If you not unalive by that point. So the scriptures are true. Okay? He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations. And the everlasting mountains were scattered. Now we understand that the 18 nations, right? No nation is done away with at this point in time. So you have the nation of Israel. You have the nation of Edom. You have the nation of Ishmael. You have Elam. You got, Moab. You got Ammon. You know what I'm saying? You got all these nations. Okay? No nation is done away with at this point in time. So these everlasting mountains, these governments, these kings that's upon this earth, they will be what? He's going to take the crowns from off their heads. Okay? Let's go get a scripture on that. This is Revelations 19 and 16. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So, understanding that a mountain is referring to a government. So these everlasting mountains will be driven to the side, pushed to the side, because they're going to be knocked down. All the mountains will be flattened, meaning the governments, the powers, the presidents, the rulers, the kings, the monarchs, whatever you want to call them on this planet, will be made to no avail, to no point, vain. It's all vain. The king has returned, right? It is that Simba moment, man. Right? So Yahawashi is coming back. Let's get a little bit more of that Revelations 19 because I love it. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls, these are birds that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. So this is their ultimate, right? This is their situation. This is what's going to happen to those that, let's go back and read 2 Esdras 13 and 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there were gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So this is what's going to happen to those men. I had posted on my main page, this page. I had posted on this page an individual, just joined boot camp, and I put on there he's going to DIE. Because I'm telling you this right now, man. You going into the military right now, if you don't trust in Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, then hey, you Isaiah 3 at the end of that chapter. The mighty men shall fall in the war. All right, you shall fall by the sword. You're going over there to be unalived. They're going to ship you out and you're not going to come back. The last time you give your mama a hug, that will be the last time you ever see her. Why you saying stuff like that? Because it's the truth. Okay? You have no business fighting the white man's war. You have no business fighting the white man. Would the white man fight a war for your dumbass? Would the white man fight a war for you? I'm going to be nice. Would the white man fight a war for you? Would he come on your block, whatever block you own, would he come on your block, you getting your ass beat, would he come on your block and fight for you? But you over here fighting for him. You know what I'm saying? That's why if you in the military and you got an opportunity to get out, bro. Get out. It ain't that hard to get medically discharged. Trust me, I know some brothers that done did it. They got out and they getting paid 100%. You know what I'm saying? I know some brothers that done did it. All right? But let's keep it going. So if you going over there to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, you're going over there to unalive, bro. That's your destiny. All right? So let's go back to Habakkuk. And verse 7. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble. All right? Every nation on this planet is going to what? Is going to wail. Let's go to Revelations 1 and 7. And if you taking notes, man, write these precepts down. This is Revelations 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. That speaks of every nation. All 18 nations. Well, what you mean? What, Israel too? Yes, Israel too. Yes, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as well. Okay, if you're not aligned with Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, then you're in line for Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi to fry your ass. It's you either on this side or you on this side. Right? Let me let this keep going, man. Okay? If you ain't raising the toast, then you gave up the ghost, man. And you coming back in a regular body and your ass getting thrown into the lake of fire. You ain't participating in this. You ain't sipping your yarn with Yahawashi. Because you didn't want to stand bold and stand tall for the king, man. Let's just be honest, bro. You wanted temporary fame, temporary joy, temporary whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't get right. You couldn't, bro. The standard ain't even hard to keep. 3 videos a week. Oh, man. Like, bro, ain't nobody asking you to give a leg and an arm and a kidney. 3 videos a week. 10 minutes minimum. 3 videos. That's 30 minutes out of your week. How much time you got in the week? Matter of fact, I really want to, let's add that up real quick, man. Let's add that up real quick. So you got 24 hours in a day. You got 60 minutes in an hour. You got that, times that by 7. You got 10,080 minutes in a week. Let's do that. Take away 30. So you got 10,050, but you can't give Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi 30 minutes out of that 10,080? You can't give him 30 minutes? But you can get your Xbox or your PS5. You can get that 2 hours though, right? You can get that female. You can get little Keisha. Little Keisha and little Tisha. You can get her 2 hours. Or you get with her, you probably get with her 8 minutes, nigga, whatever. You can give her that time. You can go out on a date, take her to the movies. She insatiable. She can't be satisfied. She's a headache, but you can give her 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. You can't give Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi 30 minutes? Nigga, you deserve a nuke. Just to be 100%. You deserve whatever you get. Keep it going. All right? So, Revelations 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. Everybody, bro, is going to see our king. How? In that chariot that is the size of the planet. And you are going to wail. To wail means to cry. You are going to be in fear of him. It ain't going to be no, oh, that's Jesus. It ain't no damn Jesus. It's Yahawashi. All right? Before you can utter that J, trust me, you're going to be fried. You're going to be KFC chicken, man. All right? Back to Habakkuk. Verse 8. Was Yahawah displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? That thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation. You see that? That's for you false messiahs out there, man. Where's your chariots of salvation? Where's your horses? Why you ain't riding upon the sea? What have you done? Let me see them chariots of salvation. Whoever claiming to be the Messiah, I want to see a chariot of salvation. You better produce it. You got 5 seconds, man. You can't do it because you're not the Messiah, motherfucker. You just an idiot. All right? You just an idiot. But hey, the deceived and the deceiver are his. Let's get that. Okay? This is Job 12:16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So you set up for destruction because of your incredulity. As Elder Apostle Gabar always says, man, you set up for destruction because your incredulity, your unbelief. It don't matter if you're not faithful. It don't matter if you don't got no faith. That don't matter to me, bro. I don't care. All right? I don't care. Right? Verse 9. Thy bow was made quite naked, according to the oaths of the tribes, even thy word Salah. Thou didst cleave the earth with rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled, the governments. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered his voice and lifted up his hands on high. That wisdom. What is coming out of our bellies, man? Living water is flowing upon the earth. You got so much living water flowing upon this earth right now. You got video after video after video. I mean, I'm speaking for Great Millstone and affiliates. I don't speak for them other guys. All right? I'm not speaking for them other guys. I'm speaking for Great Millstone and affiliates. Okay? You got lessons coming out. Some brothers is dropping lessons, 2 lessons, 3 lessons a day. Right? That's how we get down over here. That's how we get down in Great Millstone and affiliates. Okay? Them other guys, they just all show no walk. They all talk, no walk. Right? We supposed to make that river, we supposed to make that water flow all over the earth. Okay? Verse 11. The sun and the moon stood still in their habitation. At the light of thine arrows they went, and at the shining of thy glittering spear. What is that talking about? The ICBM missiles. Let's go to Isaiah 65. I know brothers know I was about to go over there. Eventually, I had to. This is Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Now, this is all taking place. I'm about to paint a timeline, right? In all of this, you're going to have a pestilence. You're going to have a famine. You're going to have war. You're going to have purging. You're going to have all of that going on. But the saints, the brothers, the sisters, they're going to be good. They're going to be safe through all of this. All right? Now, Isaiah 66, that's where I really meant to go. But, hey, I went over there anyway. That was the spirit. And this is verse 15. For behold, Yahawah will come with fire and with his chariots, like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi shall be many. Take it back to Revelations 19, that great feast. Okay, that great feast. So the slain shall be many. So it's going to be so much food for these birds, the vultures, the ravens, the crows, the eagles, the falcons, all birds, the vultures, all birds that eat flesh. They going to have it's a feast. All right. I get that Romans 3:3 for the brother. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of power without effect? Power forbid. Yea, let power be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. And for you individuals out there that's going to try to twist that. See, it say, let God be true and every man a liar. So you a liar. No, it ain't talking about the men of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. It's talking about your dumb ass and how you twist the scriptures. Okay? The men of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi are going to be perfect, are going to be blameless, which means they're complete. If they go off, they're going to check themselves. They're going to correct themselves. They're going to take rebuke. They're going to take correction. They're going to take reproofs. They're going to take instruction. They are followers. They are also leaders. They are students. They are also teachers. They are masters. They are also servants. Right? That's what the men of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi are. Understanding that. But you wouldn't understand that. You wouldn't understand that, man. All right? I'm going to keep going out, but the water, though. But I don't want to keep going. I don't want to be too long. Now, keeping it going. So that glittering spear right here is talking about ICBM missiles, as we just read in Isaiah 66. The ICBM missiles that are going to come down on this place. Nukes. Right? That will be shot from all these different nations. That's letting you know, once again, that Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi, the Father, Yahawah is the Father of spirits. He's placing spirits in these nations to bring this upon these people. Verse 12, thou didst march through the land in indignation, a righteous anger. Thou didst thresh the heathen in anger. What's that word thresh, man? We brought that out last night. Let's get it again. All right. Thresh, to tread on, trample on, to be trampled down, to be threshed, right? To break, to tear, thresh, tread out. Right? I love it. I love that word, man. Because that's what we're going to do. We are going to rip you to pieces. Verse 13, thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, even for salvation with thine anointed. Thou wouldest the head out of the house of the wicked, woundedeth the head out of the house of the wicked, by discovering the foundation unto the neck. Salah. Let's get that. Let's go to Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So Esau has been discovered. You have been wounded. You have been discovered. Your foundation has been discovered. Your wickedness has been discovered. Right? We know it's a lot of brothers that took a bag and selling out and teaching different doctrines. We understand that. Okay? We see what's going on. That's been discovered. You fake Israelites have been discovered. You may be an Israelite by blood, but you're not, all Israel is not Israel. Because you're working for Esau, man. You won't partake in this. You ain't going to partake in the first fruits. You're not part of the first fruits. You wicked. You're going to have to grow up. You have to come back as a baby and grow up. While we going to be doing this for many years before you get to partake. You understand? You don't know when you're going to get born again. You don't know when you're going to be reincarnated, regenerated. You don't get to have that reward. You get to have it later on, yeah. But you don't get to have it first go round. Your rank, being honest, your rank is lower than the elect. That's why you're not the elect. The elect is the best of their kind. The brother Dargabar always says that. All right, that's what it goes into. The best of their kind. So that's the best of Yasharahla. And Yahawah Ratazah, we be of that number. That's all we can pray for, man. And strive for the masteries, making our call into the election sure. Right? Verse 14, thou didst strike through with his staves the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was as to devour the poor secretly. What does Esau do? All right, you set up many traps. You set up many wicked programs, many things that constantly oppress our people. Even such things like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all that type of stuff, and you make it extremely high and you appeal it to Jake. You get these weak ass rappers to wear it and to sell it and to market it to Jake. You constantly put that music in their head, brainwashing them through the sorcery. Every time you turn on the radio, you hear a trash ass song. We got this saying in North Carolina, South Carolina, I don't play the radio. And what that means is I'm not moving like the world. I don't play the radio. We not on whatever they own. We don't play the radio. We're not on your frequency. We're not on your vibe. I don't gotta wear, you wanna wear this, you wanna wear, nah, I'm not doing all that, bro. You catch me, shoot, most of the days, man, I'm wearing some Nike flip-flops and I'm chilling. I'm not out here trying to impress nobody. I don't got nothing to prove to no damn 2/3. All right? I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. I got my rib. I got my kids. I got my crib. I'm waiting on Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, man. Yeah, sweats in the tea. I'm ready to go. I ain't trying to impress no hoe. I'm ready to go. All right? Keeping it going. Verse 15, thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses, through the heap of great waters. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. And understanding this, Yahawah's troops is... Let's go actually look up some of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi's troops. Let's go to Sirach 39 and what? And 28. These are some of the troops that's going to come. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. You talking about, y'all goofies talking about, hey, the angels fell and they rebelled. No. They shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Everything is under the power of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. If somebody goes off, Yahawah wants them to go off. He ordained Adam to go off. That's in 2nd Esdras, the 4th chapter. He sowed that seed of evil in Adam for him to go off. He put a spirit in Eve to make her go off. He allowed it to be. The story had to be fulfilled. The elect is chosen from the foundation of the earth. So it was already a select group of men chosen from the foundation of the earth. Yahawashi was already chosen from the foundation of the earth. He was the first created. So the whole story was written out for him to fulfill that purpose. But if you're not spiritual, then you're not going to understand that. Right? Even though the scriptures literally says it plainly. Right? So those are some of the troops that's going to come through. All right? As you can see, Habakkuk is trembling, man. Let's read that 16 again. When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself. That I might, this is a man of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, bro. That I might rest in the day of trouble. It was that's that Esdras. Woe is me. That's that Esdras 16. Woe is me. Who gonna save me? And I trembled in myself that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with troops. Because he's seeing the destruction. He's seeing the peril. He's seeing nothing but death and destruction going on. Like, damn, how I'm gonna make it up out of this? How I'm gonna make it up out of this, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes we have dreams, right? The sister Cupcake says she had a dream. And matter of fact, I'm gonna let me see if I can find her dream. Damn, it's actually on this account in my inbox. But just loosely quoting it, loosely remembering it. She said everybody was going crazy, right? It was chaos everywhere. And she saw me and I was telling people to run, was warning people. You know what I'm saying? And she saw me and she saw my family holding my arm. You know, she thought it was my family. And she said it was just chaos everywhere. Everybody was dying and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when you get something like that, that's a warning. These things, hey, I've had certain dreams like that and they cause you to wake up. They cause you to, what was that? You know? Those type of dreams. So this is nothing light, man. It's nothing light. The brother said what I saw was dreadful. See? You know? Brothers had it. The brother Yahawah had a couple crazy dreams, man. You know? And you got to take these things. Hey, I tell brothers, write them down, bro. Write them down. You know, reflect on them. Remember them. That's Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi communicating directly with you. He literally put that in your brain and wanted you to see that. Now, every dream ain't that. Some dreams is just tests. Some dreams is demons in disguise. Some dreams is like that. All right? You know? Keep that in mind. You gonna know the ones. You gonna know. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it going. Let's wrap it up. We got a little bit to go. Verse 17. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines, the labor of the oil shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. What's that? What that sound like? Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. All right? Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. You're not going to have no pleasure in these days, man. I'm going to tell you right now, get out of that spirit of myrrh. You need to be in the house of mourning. You need to be in the spirit of sorrow. All right? Verse 2. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Who is that? That's the Edomites, the keepers of the house. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease jobs, few, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right? So keep in mind that that is coming to this place. No jobs. All right? Pestilence, no food, no understanding. That also ties in with Amos 8, 11, and 12. The famine of the word. And they shall wander from sea to sea, looking and seeking for the men of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. Okay? Verse 18. Yet I will rejoice. What are we going to do? We going to rejoice in Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. I will joy in the power of my salvation. Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. Power is my strength. And he will make my feet like hinds' feet. And he will make me to walk upon my high places to the chief singer on my string instruments. That strong tower, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talking about. Right? At the end of the day, that's what we talking about. Okay? So that's been a conclusion of Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter. All right, the 4th chapter breakdown. I hope it was edifying, right? You know, hey, that's pretty much it, man. At this point in time, I'll take any type of questions. All right, I got like 10 minutes. If anybody want to come up and break bread, you know, you could stop on in. All right, but that's a beautiful thing to look at, man. You know, and on top of that is like when the prophets is having these visions and having these dreams and these things, they getting weak. You look at Daniel, he got weak when he had the vision of Yahawashi. He got weak. You know, Ezra, he got weak. Right? The strength left him because this stuff is massive. This stuff is powerful. You know, Habakkuk was trembling. His lips was quivering. He was shaking. This stuff is powerful, man. You know, you said, can I do it again? Well, it will be uploaded on my YouTube. So you can watch it again. Yeah, that Amataza one. He's a tricky one right there. Yeah, it'll be uploaded probably Wednesday. All right, but yeah, this stuff is heavy, man. Yeah, like we are in a movie we can't get out of. We just gotta hope we got a good role. I pray I got a good position in this movie, man. Right? I just pray. The brother Adarga Bar was saying earlier, man, you know, I want to make it through. I don't want to go to the spirit world right now. I want to make it through. I feel that, man. Trusting in Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi that he protects me and my family to get us through this thing. All right? Giving us the wisdom and the understanding to make it through so that we get to partake and going up into that chariot. Right? You know? So that's what our mindset should be on. Yeah, all this stuff comes. Slaves and all of that. Multiple wives, seeds. All that stuff is going to come. Yeah, whatever. You know, but we got to get there first. Yeah, what's going to happen will break down any man on earth. Yeah, that tough guy spirit, all that shit, brothers is going to lose that, man. Only the men of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi is going to be unfazed in this thing, you know, still walking in the spirit, still walking through the faith. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's that moment. You know? We get there. We get there sometimes. You know, it is what it is. As long as you don't stay there. Right? Don't stay there. Vexation of spirit, tired of all the wickedness. Most definitely. Right? Like today, you know, born day, all that. All right, so, you know, I don't really do nothing, but we cooked out a little bit, and my sister came down, you know, and my mom's gave me a present. You know, we ain't over righteous. I took the present. People was calling me, whatever, you know, like my pops called me and his wife and was like, we want to sing to you. I'm like, nah, I'm good. You don't got to sing to me. You don't got to do that shit, you know, but I was cool with him. Like, it's just whatever. And that's how we got to be for our people, you know, because our people don't know. They don't know no better. So you gotta be that light to them. You know. Be them good examples. That's all I can say. The water. Be them good examples, man. You know, but hey, I see ain't nobody got no questions. And ain't nobody trying to come up. So hey, I'm gonna face the east. Right? All praises be to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. All right, Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, as always. And Kwam Yasharahla and a Baba Bar to this wicked kingdom. May Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday, man. All right, Shalawam to everybody up in here. Brother Tasad, Brother Yawana, Brother Shakwaya, Brother Kananaya, Brother Amataza, Brother Gabriel. Good to see you up in here, bro. Rocking with us. All right, the Sister Tan, the Sister Relaxed Mood, the Sister Cupcake. All right, the Brother Kakama, and Shalawam. James Patterson, I don't think I ever seen you, or maybe I have, but, you know, Shalawam. I hope it was an edifying lesson. All right, hey, Shalawam.